What makes Arizto? I think the transparency. Like, for me, it's not only transparent as being an agent, but it's also transparent for those who are on the opposite side of the transaction, be a buyer or seller. I think the biggest thing that makes Arizto special is the fact that there's nothing hidden. It is what it says. It is on the tin, so to speak. Yeah, Arizto has this real flair where there's no hierarchy or BS that comes with it. It is just pure, driven by those who want to do the best for those all involved.
What problem does Arizto solve that other real estate brands or agencies are?
Arizto solves pretty much the problem of restrictions for getting started. A lot of people that I come across sometimes don't understand how to market, and it gets complicated and there's all these words and terminology. So Rizzo solves that by taking out the need to upfront cost. They take out the complication of, here's your videography, here's your photos, but they cost more. And so it just removes all of those pain points and actually just puts it straight forward to getting listed and getting on the market and getting your house sold straight away.
Walk me through a normal day for you at Arizto.
A normal day for me is actually being out and meeting people in the community. So being with Arizzo doesn't require me to be anything else but myself. I can be doing everyday things and meeting and greeting people in everyday life. Yeah, like a day in the life with being Arizzo has been me.
What parts of your day do you now control that you maybe didn't?
The part that I control now is how I show up. If I want to be busy, it's up to how much I put in.
What flexibility does the Arizto model give you that you again like maybe you didn't have before in a more
The fact you don't have to be in an office. There's no requirement to show up in a 9 to 5 to justify your ability to do your job. There's this freedom and autonomy that comes from how the system is set up so that you can act as slow or as quick as you want on any transaction. But you've always got someone in the back. You've got someone there to call on if you're not quite sure how the transaction is to happen, or you just got a tricky little subject that you need to sort of talk through. At no point are you restricted by that. You can dial your direct contact and discuss things with them. So I think it allows you to be autonomous in your role, but incredibly well supported at the same time.
Why did you decide to leave your previous kind of traditional model or
Yeah, so I used to work for quite a high level export company, and the stresses of that job made me reevaluate what was important to me. I had the opportunity to join a highly successful team who had joined Arizzo. I'd never heard of Arizzo before until the team were with them, and it just made sense. I could see that it was working really well for them, and so I was brave, jumped on and said yes, and I was incredibly grateful for that. Within that 6 months, I got to really know Arizzo and what it could offer me as an agent, and it really opened the door for me to be brave enough to then go out on my own. That experience with the team allowed me to sort of understand that although it can be scary being independent, you're set up to be successful. And so you're really, really well supported, which makes it a no-brainer to really go out if that's what's calling you.
what were you most nervous or unsure about before you made the call go out on your own?
I was probably nervous about my own ability because when you're with the team, there is that ability to sort of lean in on each other. And so when it's just you, if it's not flowing as well as you thought it would, then it's on you. There is no one else to sort of direct that to. Whether I've actually got the confidence to do it, I would say no, I just leaped. I don't have that confidence that this is going to be successful, but if I don't try it, I'll never know. So it was a case of just do it all in or nothing.
If you get the chance, how does the support at Aristo actually help you succeed?
They try to remove as much restriction as possible for you to be able to have a bit of confidence behind any decision. So we all have someone we can report to, a BSM. Ours is Margot, and she's amazing. She has a real strength to her, but at the same time, very, very compassionate. And that ability to sort of juggle, sometimes hold the space and say yes or no to a situation is amazing. She's really good at saying, hey, look, just do it anyway. Don't worry about the ifs, the buts, the hows, just do it. And so having somebody really encourage you to jump without a parachute, but know that it's gonna be okay no matter what is kind of reassuring to know that, yeah, you've got someone in your corner. The biggest thing with the support system is that it continues to grow with Aritso.
How does the technology at Aristo make your job easier?
So the tech is quite fluent. So it enables you to sort of do it from anywhere as long as you've got a phone, a laptop, and is interchangeable. So whatever you do on your phone shows up on your desktop. The tech is be able to do things on the move from anywhere. Whether you're even international, you can still close a deal. It also gives you a point of conversation with their clients. So the dashboard that a client will have enables you to sort of sit with them and talk about the information that's on there. So it's a really good tool to be able to interact with your clients with as well.
What's something that used to take you ages to do, like with real estate?
I would say bringing on a listing is 10 times faster now. So gone are the days where it used to take sometimes over a week to get a listing live. The only thing that would maybe restrict that is just getting access to photographers. Yeah, we have a really fluent system where you've got administration in the background that are, as soon as you put in a CMA and upload that property, they're actioning it straight away. So it's very proactive, not reactive, which is great. So yeah, really cool team that keep on board with the processes, and it just pops up. Copywriting just pops up. It's very simple and fluent.
What do you think of like the fee structure that Arizto for agents?
Well, for agents, I think it's probably one of the fairest, simplest, straightforward fee structure I've ever seen. It's not overcomplicated by being divided up into sections and all the rest of it. It's flat fee. You know what to calculate into any of your equations. And I think it seems to be the most fairest. So I must admit, like what I see our fee go into and what we get back as an agent is pretty impressive. So it's a no-brainer. You're really rewarded for the work you put in. From a client's point of view, the fees on that side, again, transparency. There's none of this levels. It is 2%. It's flat rate plus GST. It's got an administration fee that everybody, actions these days. But also it takes away that pain point in regards to marketing. You're already next level when you're platinum for Trade Me. So that's a no-brainer. That's our entry level, which is just amazing because that puts you so much more ahead of the competition in regards to in the listing. So that being paid at the very end just takes away that pain point for a lot of people.
How does that affect your sort of drive to work every?
The biggest thing for me is probably the fact that I know that I'm not paying for a building that I don't need to be in. Like I can remember when I started out in real estate back in 2016, the manager said, if you're in the office, you're not working. And it always stuck with me that, yeah, you need to be out there in the community. You need to be out there doing stuff. So when you're having to give over, at least 50% of your commission that you've worked hard for to keep the lights on in a building or to pay the front desk lady, for example, it can be a bit disheartening because you put in so much effort and then there's half of your wage just gone. I think the fee structure really does allow you to breathe a bit more because you know exactly what is going to go out. It's not variable. It is a set amount. And so you can always calculate that in. And then any agent will sit there and work out how many potential leads they've got to work through for a potential actual listing. And I think it takes that pressure off. It doesn't become a numbers game anymore. It actually becomes about the relationship, which is really, really important to me. So therefore, every time you engage in someone, there's that potential. But it's not a case of going, okay, now I need to go and talk to another 90 people to work the stats. It actually becomes a real relationship.
How would you describe the culture at Arista?
The culture is professional but fun. I think there's this element where everybody knows what their job is and they stick in their lane and they want to do it well. Everybody wants to do their job well. So with that, there is this real beautiful sense of team and encouragement. People are encouraged to be the best that they can be. And that's really important. And I think it's quite different to what I've ever been in corporate. There's always this hierarchy, but they're always over there. Whereas with Arizto, that level of team is in front of you and you can have a conversation with them. They're like one of the team. They want to be successful. They want to do well alongside you, not above you.
What makes you excited to be part of Arista?
I think the potential. Arizto has this real drive to not necessarily be the best and biggest and all the rest of it. They just want to give quality. Sometimes you'll see agencies go too far ahead and they can't keep up with themselves, or they can't keep up with elements of technology, etc. And I kind of feel that Arizto's willing to just go, okay, actually this needs to be our focus, and so that we can enable our agents to do their job better, and this needs to be our focus so that we can get a bit more reach. That for me means that if they're willing to do that, then it encourages me to do better and go again, and give some ideas and try something new, and just bring what I can to the table and see how it fits.
What kind of agent is Rizzo perfect for?
Aristo's actually really perfect for an agent who is 100% themselves. Like, doesn't want any of the BS, just wants to show up and do their best work. I think the level of autonomy that Arizto can offer, but incredibly well supported, just enables agents who know that they can do a quality job, but they just need a better environment. One where you can jump on a call with your BSM at any time, one where you can be in part of the group chat and throw an idea out there and get some feedback. It's just a real community, which is just awesome.